Hi Yins, how are you doing today? I am doing excellent. I'm here at a slightly different angle. You can see my planets there on the hallway wall. I actually have that was an accident. I left the hallway light on, but I figured I'll leave it on for you so you can take a gander at my planets while we sit here and chat for a few minutes. I am here, as you saw from the headline screenshot title page, for a shop update, the long-awaited shop update that I've been talking about for a while now. I think many of you are excited to see Stories of the North Part 2 and what that is going to look like. I also have one other pattern that I am releasing today, but I have been stitching like a fiend to get ready for this shop update. I wanted to ensure that I was ready to go with these two patterns so that I could release them both so that they were up in the shop, and just so I had like a little bit more of a substantial shop update than just releasing one pattern at a time. And I was successful at doing so, but I have been stitching all weekend just on these patterns. So without further ado, I wanted to say, because of the shop update and the overwhelming interest of the coupon code that I had at the end of September, I'm going to continue running that coupon code indefinitely. It's going to be the buy two ship free coupon code. So if you buy 2 or more patterns, you will get free shipping from my store. You just have to enter that coupon code at the in the box at checkout on my Etsy store. So of course everything will be linked below. It will also be on the Etsy store page, so check that out. Don't forget to enter the coupon code if you do want free shipping and you buy 2 printed patterns for the free shipping. PDF patterns, there's no shipping because it's instant download right at your computer once your payment has gone through. So both of these patterns that I'm releasing today will be available as a PDF as well as a printed pattern that I can mail to you. The first one, that is, we're going to save Stories of the North for last, is a quick little pattern that I had, and I've been having an interest in stitching up for a while now. I haven't seen much on looking around. You know, you always hear about the main holidays for stitching, but these little holidays, like this coming week we have Columbus Day, and there's not very many patterns out there. So I went ahead and thought I would go ahead and stitch up a design for Columbus. Of course, majority of people think of him as an American holiday type person that we study, but he is more, he was pre-American history, because he was 1492 was whenever he first sailed to the New World. Of course, that is 300 years before the United States was founded. Yeah, 300 years, about 300 years. So he's really more of a world history. So almost everybody has been impacted by his ventures. Now, I'm not here advocating for if he was a good person or a bad person. I know there's lots of people out there that will say he was a horrible person, and there's been a big push saying about how he did lots of bad things for the native peoples. I'm not here to get into that. I'm here just to talk about the historical perspective of him being the first person to land in the New World, and and landing in an area that wasn't even American territories. He landed down in the Caribbean islands. So here, needless to say, with my little public service announcement, here is my little design we're calling 1492. So it is the little poem that many people, I think, all over the world know. It's in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. So very, very short, quick stitch, but just very Ginger Gerald-esque because of the map, but also a little primitive in style, and something that I think many people could fit into their fall dough bowls or baskets. I went ahead and finished this off into a pillow. I used this is a little bit more modern of a color palette. However, I did use, because Columbus was a explorer for the Spanish, I wanted to ensure that I used the colors from, historically Spanish, which represent, the Spanish flag is red and gold. So I incorporated those, and so I outlined the pillow in the Spanish and gold with Spanish and gold with a red and gold cording, and then I had a little bit of a red, white, and blue stripe fabric that in my cabinet, and I just went ahead and did that, threw that on the back. I thought it looked a little old-fashioned nautical, so I thought that went well with it, and it just gives a little bit of a old-fashioned look to it. So there is my 1492. So that is what that pattern is called, 1492. You can find it in my Etsy store. And the other pattern that we are releasing today in my Ginger Gerald Designs on Etsy is Stories of the North Part 2. This is Part 2 of a 5-part series. Part 1 was released along with Caroline Off the Grid Needle Arts with her kit that she released. However, if you are interested in Part 2, everyone has to purchase it through my store. It was only Part 1 that was released through the kit. And here is Part 2. I had mentioned before that Part 1, it's going to be a 2 different colorway series. Part 1 was the blues, and this is Part 2, which is the browns and golds. So this again only uses two shades of DMC or whatever color or flosses you choose to use. I'm featuring a squirrel, possibly Geo, and a groundhog, because there's no groundhogs in cross stitch, and why not? So we have groundhogs and squirrels, cattails, and I thought it would be really neat to have some maple leaves and acorns, and this is a budding, blooming cattail, and the squirrel sitting on the hillside. So Part 2 of, I'm getting a little bit of glare from Part 2 of Stories of the North. Again, this is Part 2 of 5. So Parts 1, 3, and 5, so the odd parts will be the blue colors. Parts 2 and 4 will be the brown and gold. And to give you a little hint, Part 3 is already ready to go and will be released this time next month, so the first week in November. And to give you another little hint, it has to do with water. But Part 2 today is all about the small critters that we have in the Great Wide North as well as the Mid-Atlantic. I have a little groundhog that lives right outside my house here. I see him when I go jogging every once in a while, and he's often eating. So I thought it was just kind of a cute little idea, and that's actually where I got the idea of having a groundhog in the pattern. So Part 2 of 5, Stories of the North Part 2. I hope you enjoy these patterns. Again, you can find all of these patterns at my Etsy store, Ginger Gerald Designs. It's linked below. If you are stitching the patterns, don't forget to tag me on Instagram, hashtag GingerGeraldDesigns. I follow and like. I love to see everyone stitching as you're stitching up my patterns. If you do tag the designs as you're stitching, that is giving me permission for me to share your patterns, your pictures onto my page, so that I can share your projects with other people, so that I can share the love as well. So just understand that I might do that in my Instagram stories if you do post that. But that's just me honoring your work. So I hope you understand and respect that. And of course, I will tag you on the post if I do that. I want to thank all of you for your continued support of my channel, and I look forward to many more patterns in my store and continuing to work with you and getting inspiration from all of you. And thank you for following me, and I will see you on the next episode. And don't forget to always be creative. See you guys later.